Today I want to share with you a really amazing breathing technique. It's called the 4-7-8 breathing technique, which I'm going to take you through in a second. Thoughts can have a powerful impact on the stress response within our body. So what's happening is our body is an amazing machine that's always trying to keep us in balance and to always be able to respond to what is ever happening in our life. And it has a lot of internal chemical responses that allow us to then respond or react to what's happening in our lives. So I'm going to talk about our nervous system. So we have the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. I'm pretty sure that's it. It's been a while since I've talked about this stuff. But we have one response system in our nervous system that you probably heard of before is our fight or flight response. So in the past, when we were gatherers and hunters, this was a really powerful survival mechanism that our body was able to sense danger outside of ourselves and have chemical reactions and responses within our body that said, okay, I'm going to prime the physical body in order to respond to this outside threat that allows me then to either run for my life or fight for my life. So what happens is we release a whole bunch of hormones, adrenaline, glucose, energy, so that we can respond to the stress or the threat outside of ourselves. That was great for when we had to, defend ourselves to live. Now in our modern world, we don't necessarily have physical, other than perhaps now, external sources that can attack us, which, we need to fight or run from. We have a stressful life. We have things like panic buying. We have all of this stuff that's happening right now, on top of, what am I going to do now that I don't have work, or how am I going to teach my 3 children homeschool when I've never homeschooled before, and run my business and pay the bills. So there's a lot of stress right now that's coming from our thinking mind, and our body doesn't know the difference between all those worrying thoughts and the saber-toothed tiger. So it's pretty much the same thing to the body. So what's happening when we're worrying is we're getting an internal, physical, chemical, hormonal stress response in our body. And that sort of perpetuates then the thinking mind, because the body's actually primed for, the stress. So you've got heightened hormone levels, energy levels almost, even though you might feel really tired, but you're worrying, and it becomes this a mind-body connection of stress and worry that is very difficult to break, because one feeds the other. The worrying thoughts send the signals back to the body to say, oh, there's something wrong. So the body goes, okay, there's something wrong, we need to deal with this. Releases the hormones because I'm ready, I'm primed, let's go. That then sends the signals back to the brain that goes, okay, great, there's another attack, and it just becomes this thing. This breath technique is a really, really amazing way, and it's just using our breath, a free tool, to give our body a different signal, give it different information. What we're doing through this breathing technique is taking some really beautiful deep breaths. And what's happening when we take these deep breaths is our diaphragm. When we take a full deep breath, that pushes the diaphragm down. And as it pushes the diaphragm down, it is stimulating our parasympathetic nervous system. Now, this is the part of our nervous system that helps us to relax, restore, and calm the fuck down. So this is why breathing, you might have heard about this, why it's so important to take deep breaths. And what actually will happen naturally in your body is when you find yourself in a state of ease and calm, when you have that big sigh and you're like, you take that deep breath and you have that release and you're like, and that's actually your own natural body's way of signaling to your nervous system, I'm okay now, we can chill. And what happens when you do that is you set off a whole different set of hormones and chemicals in your body that turns off the stress response, turns down all those other hormones getting you going, and allows you a chance to actually internally, physically restore and calm down. So this breathing technique is something that you can just employ all day. You think of it as eating healthy food. It's like taking healthy breaths. So what is the 4-7-8 breath? We're going to do it This feels really weird to do this on a video, but fine. The 4-7-8 breath is, we're going to do an inhale through the nose for a count of 4. We're going to hold it for 7, and then we're going to exhale through the mouth for a count of 8. I'm going to practice it with you now, and maybe you want to have a crack at it and really just notice how it does start to feel relaxing. So maybe if you're here live with me right now and you want to try this breath, just get a sense of how you feel right now. What are you feeling? You know, I had coffee, so I feel a little bit, but otherwise I think, there's maybe a little bit of underlying tension in my body right now. I don't feel super calm. Just getting an idea of that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to do the counting, and it's going to be a very consistent count, and then we're going to do the breaths. So it's inhale through the nose, hold, exhale through the mouth. And I'm just going to keep the count with my fingers, and I'm going to try and say inhale, hold, and exhale. Ready to inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale. Inhale, let's do another round. Hold. Exhale. Two more rounds because you should do it in 4. Ready? Inhale. Hold. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Okay, that's 4 rounds. Take a minute now and just get a sense of how you feel physically after those breaths. I feel a little lightheaded, which I think might be part of the point. But I also do feel physically a little bit more. Our breath is powerful. Full breath is powerful. I really, really hope that if you did practice that with me, that you do feel I feel a bit more, I don't know, expansive in my chest. My shoulders feel more relaxed. I notice it here. I'd love you to type below what you experienced from those 4 rounds of the 4-7-8 breath. Let me know. Did you notice a difference? What I would recommend also is, if you're going to try this breath, with that 4 count inhale, obviously it's very short, you're really wanting to draw that air in and fill your lungs as much as you can so that you're holding a really full set of lungs, and it's then that push down and hold that is signaling to our parasympathetic nervous system that calm down, and it's that slow, long exhale that's that kind of like big sigh out of like so that is the 4-7-8 breath technique. In through the nose for 4, hold for 7, big full breath, and a long slow exhale for 8. Do that 4 times when you need to calm your mind, to just dial down any stress, anxiety, tension, worry, freaking out, and then allow yourself to be really conscious of like how I have felt the relief, and how you feel calmer. And then from that place of calm, take a little moment just to reassess what it was that the mind was thinking about, noticing how, it's thoughts that are running wild. Try to then step back a little bit and notice, okay, well, I'm feeling a little bit calmer now. What do I have control of? What can I do? What action can I take right now that will reaffirm this state of calm? And not slip straight back into the stress and the worry. And if you do, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the worrying. That's only going to make you feel worse. So just come back to that breath. Like I said, you can set timers for this for like every hour, just a little ding on your phone to take 4 of those 4-7-8 breaths, or just use it when you feel yourself freaking out.